Hello, all. Welcome to Melanin Madam. Tonight is Turn Up Thursdays, and we have a fun topic tonight. I know actually, the other topics have been fun to me, um, and very entertaining and also educating. However, everybody might not see it that way. So tonight we have a good one. So tonight's topic is going to be the top 5 dates from Ron, and I'll be asking him questions from a male point of view. But then I'll also surprisingly be sharing some clips of dates. So let me see. I introduced myself. So Ron will introduce himself, and then I'll show the first clip.
What's going on, y'all? Back again. It's your boy Ron, the famous homie as they call me on Instagram and all that other shit. We back. We talking about dating tonight. I gotta take a sip of this little drink real quick for that. Get ready, y'all.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna show the first one, and then my question is going to be, have you ever behaved this way on a date or know anybody that has? So that is my first question. So here is the clip. And you know what? Actually, so you guys can participate too in the comments. I want you to put like funny dating scenes from movies that we can talk about as well, because I picked 3 and we're supposed to do 5. So if you have one, put it in the comments, and then I'll make sure to read it. Okay, here we go. Here's the first one.
I want to wrap them legs around my waist and in my face. Man, I be feeling that. It's like
I'm sorry, how old are you?
40, shawty.
40?
Yeah.
You don't think that's too old to start a rap career?
Why am I keep saying that? I mean, yeah, but, I'm good, and I got a gimmick. You got to have a gimmick in this game. You heard of 50 Cent?
Yes.
They call me 40%.
Check, please.
They call me 40P.
It's official. Now this is my proclamation, Cynthia. I'm giving up on men.
So have you ever done something so bad on a date that somebody quite possibly left and was like, I'm giving up on men?
See, okay, let me start off. It didn't show on my end. It didn't show, I couldn't see it.
No way.
Yeah,
so that's crazy every time you can't see. So it was the scene from Daddy's Little Girl when Eva, or not Eva, when Gabrielle when Gabrielle went out with the guy, he started rapping, and she was like, you don't think that's too old? And then he started rapping again. She was like, check please. Then on the way home, she was like, I'm giving up on men. Giving up on men.
Oh my God.
Have you ever done that on a date with a person you could visibly tell like they were uncomfortable and they were like, it's a wrap? Hey, Ro.
Well, they were uncomfortable with me, or I was uncomfortable with
them? They was uncomfortable with you.
Let me see. Damn, I gotta think.
Because everything ain't for everybody, right? It don't necessarily have to be that bad. Obviously, that's an exaggeration. But it could have been finding out that you have 3 kids, finding out their age. It could have been your career choice. It could be anything. But the person is visibly like, I'm ready to go now. I'm done.
You know what? I don't recall that ever happening to me before. I know I've probably had some one-nighters that turned into one-nighters because of something. Okay. On a date where they was like, oh, I'm ready to go. Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened to me before.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of one, but I can't think of one.
Okay, so on the reverse, have you ever been on a date with a girl and that has happened, and then tell us like why it happened? Like, what did she do? So we don't do that.
Oh my God, absolutely. Okay, absolutely. First of all, okay, most dudes ain't gonna complain about this here, but true story. I met this chick off a website, right? We go out, we meet. No, we talk. I don't even think we talk. We text and said, okay, we're gonna meet at Fridays, right? And you know, she told me everything. She like, oh, this, I want this, I want that. You know, I want a dude. You know, I'm looking for marriage. I'm yada yada yada. So my vibe going into the day, like, look, man, like, don't be trying no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, obviously, this is what you're looking for too. So don't try to make it something it's not.
Right.
So we had a commonality that we had to, you know, address right away, which was cannabis. We had to smoke a blunt before we went into TGI Friday.
Okay.
So we smoked a blunt, right? And out of nowhere, she goes, "Can I see it?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "See what?" She was like, "You know what?" I was like, "Oh, that? Like right now? Like in
the parking lot?"
In the parking lot. We just met for the first time. So I'm like, cool. All right. So I get out the car. She's like, get out the car and come to the driver's seat. I do that. And she just go to town. Just go to town. And I'm like, I don't even know how to feel at the time because I'm like, wait a minute. I thought we was
so embarrassed.
Wife and husband shit. And this is happening. And we're in the parking lot. So I'm like, bro.
But you want me to see you as a wife.
Right. You feel me? So, but I'm not even like really into it because there's people walking by. I'm a black man. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
right.
A white city. Like, all I need is the wrong person to see some shit and I'm out of here. So I'm like, okay, slow your roll. Let's go eat. Like, I'm not about to do this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, most dudes would be like, go ahead, girl. But I'm like, nah, like, no.
Right. Probably not even parked right or nothing. Not far away. Like,
no, we right in the thick of things. So I'm like, bro, stop. So we go inside to make it even worse. I'm like, okay, maybe we could just get to a better moment. And ladies, it is not cool to talk nonstop and never shut up and never let the dude. She talked the entire. I don't even think I got to take a bite of my food. She was talking the whole motherfucking time. And I'm like, if you don't breathe, like, god damn, like, we got all night. Why the fuck are you just talking? So I'm like, I had to think. I think this is the only time I've ever done this. I was like, I think I said some bullshit. Like, I got to pick up my mom from the airport. You know, my mom dead like a motherfucker. So I had to use that. I'm like, Mama, I got to pick up my mom from the airport. I got to go, whoop-de-whoop. And I got up out of there. And I blocked her. I was like, oh, no more of this shit. That was the worst shit ever. Like, I swear.
Oh my God. Look what Danny wrote. I had a dude in the day early because I wanted Black Angus and he ate chicken strips. He dropped me off immediately and we were supposed to go to the movie.
You know what, Danielle? I think that was because he was planning. He probably had $30. Oh shit!
I'm like, you would think that when y'all went in, she would be like, "Oh, so what's your middle name?" Like, we should get to know each other.
It was right away. Like, it was full for that moment. It was full, but when we got in the restaurant, she was hungry again. I was like, "All right, well, shit, let's eat." But she just wanted to talk. Worst fucking shit, man. Like, worst fucking shit. Like, I couldn't do it. If we were somewhere else, maybe I could have did it, but nah, we couldn't do it. And as far as her dude, you know what I'm saying? He probably only had $30. And once you said Black Angus, he said, I gotta go. I ain't got no money.
That part, because there's chicken strips everywhere. But I would just like to call out, ladies, because we are taking notes from this. Every man, depending on how you set things up, right? So if you're saying you just want to hook up and you having fun and stuff like that, then cool. A real man's mindset would be different, and they're agreeing to that, right? They have to agree too. Some of them actually have discipline, boundaries, things like that. And if you vibing and y'all talking about marriage and he actually can see you from that perspective or is respectfully going in that way, and then you do something like put your mouth on, immediately it's not going to really be a turn on for a man who is thinking like a man, right? It's not going to be a turn on. So like you sit there and you say, oh, it don't matter, we could do whatever, and then the same token you want marriage. You can't do it. Sacrifice comes from wanting something. Anything you want, you have to sacrifice something. So if that's something you absolutely love and something you love to do, and you've been in other relationships, well, could you wait till you develop a relationship?
Can you know my middle name first?
I'm saying,
can you know
like, what if you would have got something from him? How was you gonna find him?
Like, I could have just been fresh out of some shit, and you put, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could have definitely, because niggas do that shit. I could have definitely fresh been out of some shit, and then your shit.
In the parking lot.
All right, Danielle, you gotta be this funny on camera. Stop it. You gotta stop being just funny with typing. You gotta get this shit on camera.
Not back in the parking lot. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, Danny. I'm gonna send you
I wish it was Becky. He was black.
I'm gonna send you the link on Instant if you can. Oh, look, I go into Instant. She's like, "What's the link?" Sorry, sis, I didn't see it till right now. I was doing something. I just sent it to you right now because we can't do this with you. Okay, so while we're waiting on Danny, I'm going to play the next one. Not Black Angus, like. Guys, certain things is not expensive. Like, chill the hell out. That's why I pay for my own first date, because I don't have time. And if I want king crab legs, that's exactly what I'm going to order, because I order like I order for myself. But don't worry, I'm going to pay for it. I don't even want you to, because I don't want you thinking you getting my virginity.
I did. Related to this topic, before you get to the next one, I did have somebody that I was talking to that we clicked so much. Like, I swear, I think we talked on the phone in the first 3 days for about, I counted like 18 hours. And I don't talk on the phone. I don't talk on the phone. But this particular woman, we clicked like that over the phone. So, you know, by the third day, she was already talking about she loved me and shit. So.
She want to fall in love with a nigga.
Yeah, but we went on a date, right? And I was 2 minutes late. I promise you. We were supposed to meet at 6, and I got there at 6:02, and her whole mood was thrown off for the rest of the date. Like, that was
because you were 2 minutes.
Because I was 2 minutes late, and that was only because parking was tough and shit. So I had to park really far. But yeah. That was kind of like one of those dates right there.
Maybe she shouldn't date.
I was disappointed. You know, she was perfect. Other than that, we'll get back to that, because I got a question about that. But okay, so let's go into the next clip. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know what's wrong with your thing. Okay, hopefully you can see it. Okay, you ready? Okay.
Okay.
I have the opportunity to bask in the ambiance of such a classy lady such as yourself.
Oh my God.
I am humbled by your
killing me.
Beautiful nation.
Oh, no, that's affection. That's
high classness of you.
Oh my God, is that a hangnail?
Captivated by your beauty. Your bountiful curves remind me of the hills in Italy.
You ready to order?
Yes, I'll have the chicken. White meat only. And for the lady, perhaps a salad?
Perhaps not. I'll have the steak smothered in onions, a rack of ribs, pasta with extra garlic, French fries with lots of vinegar, and a side of onion rings with lots and lots of sauerkraut.
Damn, little lady. You sure can't put it away.
Oh, God. Oopsie, I had a whoopsie.
Girl, we gonna get along just fine. Back at you. Oh. Bask in the ambience. Basking in the ambience.
See?
Did you see it?
Nope, nothing.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Okay, so that one was white chicks.
Ooh.
When when they went on a date and she clipped her toenails at the table. She ordered all this stuff. She was eating horribly. She passed gas. Have you ever been on a date? Ever been on a date and it was ruined by the person's mannerism?
I remember that. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. So, have you ever had a date ruined because either that you had bad mannerisms and the other person didn't like them? Kind of like the girl didn't like you showing up 2 minutes late. God forbid you walk to the door.
2 minutes.
It's crazy.
Let me see. Not from no bad mannerisms. I'm typically pretty reserved on the first. I don't like to throw out all the guns on the first one like that. You know what I'm saying? Scare a motherfucker away like that. So let me see. I'm trying to think. Have that bad mannerisms. You know what? The closest thing I could come to that was okay. This one girl I was talking, I guess. She was house sitting for somebody, right? She was house sitting and she was like, you know what? I can't really leave. So, come to the crib, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make you some coffee or some shit. And I forgot what the fuck she said. She said some weird shit. And I was like, all right, for sure. So get over there. And I think there was nothing that was made, right? It was immediately, again, sit down, lay on me, put my hand on her breast, and then like right away. And I kind of like,
just real quick.
I wasn't tripping in the moment because I didn't even see it. Like I didn't even take her serious anyway.
Was it Becky good?
I
just want to know, like, I mean, if they just out there just slopping on the knobs like that in the parking lot, like, I mean, was it like to the point where it's like, okay, I see why you just handing out free Becky like that, like you really trying to, like, like, I'm just like, I don't understand, like, are they swallowing? Are they spitting? Like,
it turned okay, so it was, but then it turned out okay. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to finish like this. Let's go ahead and let's get it in or whatnot. So we end up getting it in, and turns out that she was on the Reds, man. She was on the monthly and didn't tell me, and it was a turn off from that point on because you don't not tell me that you own the shit, and like, how do you just let me? I'm about to throw up thinking about the shit. It just looked like a crime scene. You know what I'm saying? And I was very, very irritated.
Wait. What do you mean it looked like a crime scene?
She was on the Reds. She was on the monthly and didn't tell me. Yes. It was everywhere. I wasn't paying attention because, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my groove. I'm not even looking. And, you know what I'm saying? I looked in. I'm like, what the fuck? And she was like, oh, I didn't think it was that bad. I was only spotting. I'm like, what? Nigga, you should have said some motherfucking. I must have jumped in that guest shower. Now, mind you, we had somebody else's house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shit everywhere. I'm in a shower. I'm uncomfortable as fuck. Because, you know what I'm saying?
People have no discipline.
man, and this is what turned me off from, you know, white girl. This is a white girl. And I was like, never again. I will never do this shit again ever in my life. No, no, sir. I had to try it because I ain't never tried it before. And that was my first.
I tried it.
I couldn't.
It was a no for me.
Yeah.
It was horrible,
I
y'all.
tried to make it work. Like, you know, I did try to mind trick
Me
myself.
too, in Arizona.
I don't know how long I can do this.
She said these bras are wild. You have no idea. If I sat there and sat with you and told you all the stories that I've been through in the last 6-7 years, that ain't shit. I promise you, that ain't shit.
And I roll.
Well, tell us about all your. I'm just saying.
And I go ahead and smoke some of the devil lettuce and have all the questions. I have 21 questions.
Period. Because we're here for it. I want to know, because this is why I wanted to know this topic, because there are males that like to date and there are males that like to be dated also. So, you know, they like to be taken on dates as well. And I love taking my husband on dates, and I love taking Corey on dates. I think that it's special. Like, what's the point of a woman working too and having these career goals? Like, if we're not supposed to spend our money, you're not supposed to go half, you're not supposed to buy nothing. Well, then where's our money going? What's the point of working? I don't understand. I'm so confused. But I'm a giver. I like to give, so I want to know. I do regular things like.
I feel you on that one, because I've noticed that too. But then I just think that everybody is so much influenced, you know, with between TV and music. And when you listen to it and watch all the reality shows, it basically shows like women supposed to be selfish and take.
That is very selfish.
Agree with, because I'll ask you for a whole date, and you know I'm with my sister on that one. If I'm want to go somewhere, you ain't even got to pay for me. I'll pay the whole ticket. I'll pay half, because I'm definitely not gonna go until I have money within myself. Like, I'm not gonna go that day.
Because what if something happens? I want to be able to cover him too. A real emergency might happen.
But I just try not to do so much of the gender role, because how I see it, and especially like I've dated outside my race, I've done it with, you know, even outside my race, but it's just, you have to look at it like everybody tries to separate between male and female, but you can't apply that to everything. Like, everything. We all work hard. We all, you know, are going through our own different struggles. A lot of us are single parents. Like, so who's to say, like, if this whole man, you know, he has kids and he
needs a break, right?
You want him to, you know,
or he has $1 billion, but he wants love. That's
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think I just agree with that. But yeah, I ain't about to wait forever.
Me too, sister.
I know I can be bougie. I ain't about to wait for a month for you to save money.
Me too, sister. And I'm gonna order crab legs every time. Where do you want to go? To the crab bucket. Where do you want to go? To the crab bucket. Where do you want to go? Benihana's. So I'm going to pay, but then there's sometimes where I'll be like, where do you want to go? KFC.
Yeah,
so you know,
to me, this is more or less the company. If I like your company, I don't care about what the dollars you have in your pocket. I just
no,
man, that's what I'm talking about. Man.
I don't. See? Most of the men that I've dated don't make what I make, and that's okay for me. They're very independent. One of them, when I found out what that person made, I was like, how do you do all of this stuff for me? That made me really like that person even more, because how did you do this?
What?
But
I have no problem paying. What the fuck? Where is this at?
No, that's why I don't understand, brother, why, you know, during dating, we've had so many things. And I wanted to hear like what other people's, other males' experiences are, dates are, because Ronnie has said some of the same things. Tony has said some of the same things. And I'm like, how is it that the right women are not being matched with the right men? Because I pay for trips, but I've had trips paid for me. So why wouldn't I pay for it? If it's your birthday, why would you pay for your trip? You know, I don't get it.
Because everybody, I told you, it's just like everybody is blind to the fact. Like they really are.
Sister, that's selfish. How does that sit right?
How the world
you know,
it pushes you to be selfish just like that. And just how we say, hey, there's a difference between men and boys. Well, men have to realize there's a difference between girls and women.
Man.
See, the girl is gonna give you Becky on the first date in the car, talk a lot, do all that stuff, you know,
because she thinks that's what her value is.
True, right? Like that's where she basically is showing you everything she have to offer. absolutely not. Like, we have to get to that point to even, to where we're there. But I have a whole bunch. I want to talk about all types of crazy things and politics and all that, see where your mind is at, and go from there. But like I said, there's a difference between girls and women. And it's like men are starting to treat all women like girls. And it's hard
And it's so unfair. Just like it's a lot of people out there because of that fact, brother. And I want to talk about this on the next show, making love versus having sex versus screwing versus all those things. Making love is completely different. There are so many people that have not made love, and there are so many women that I had no idea, because I do some consulting on the side.
Oh yeah, that's
nobody will ever know the name of my company because I actually get paid through that company because it's not attached to my name. But that women have never had orgasms, and I'm like, say what?
No, that's
You've been
true.
married how long?
I remember being young. I ain't gonna lie to you, Adrian. I remember being young. I wasn't the best, but I wasn't fast. Like whatever story y'all heard.
Right.
True, y'all. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of times where I realized I was just doing it just to be doing it. Wasn't even. I was just there. So, true story. So it took a minute for me to really realize, like, like, oh, okay.
Get in tune with your own body and things like that. True. Okay. Well, that's what I want to talk about on the next show. And what is Rose? Let's read Rose's comment. Right. If it's the right man, he can have whatever, period. Whatever. These niggas be fucking up before they get the whatever. Damn. See, that's why I can't wait to get married. My husband will be spoiled, but I know I'll be treated the same way. Girl, Mark still got shit with tags on it. Because when you love somebody like that, you just, whenever I'm out, like if I see something and I know that he likes it, like I know his favorite cookie from the gas station, something like that small, all the way to I know what type of shoe that he likes. I know what shoe he wears. I know what stores carry his shoe size because it's so big. I know that he likes silver instead of gold. I buy those things because it's not a big, it makes me happy to make him happy. It makes me happy to reciprocate what he does for me. And I just do it randomly, but he does the same thing. I would just find stuff or something would get delivered and I would be like I have like over probably 100 packs of gum. That's my thing. It's really important to tune into your person. That lets them know that you see them and that you appreciate them too. I love it. I love being able to do little staycations like, oh, I see Catalina's on sale. Let's go. Or I love being able to say, I don't want you to go to work today. I want you to take today off and then pay him to take it off. Does he have time off? Of course he does. But that little extra thing is like sexy to me because that's something that men do for women. So why can't we do it for men?
Damn.
I think that is very nice. Yes, it's much better now that we're older to be able to do it, but to find the right person to be able to do it for, because there's so many users. Again, that's why I wonder how the right men don't get matched up with the right women, because the women have horror stories that do these type of things, and then the men that have standards and things have these type of horror stories. So like, what the hell? Why doesn't it match up? But let's move to the last clip, and then we are off from there. Then we gonna grill Ron with 89,000 questions because we want to know about dates. Apparently, he can't keep dentures off his weenus.
They say.
You didn't see it, did you?
No. You already know I'd be laughing already if I did.
It was Joanna Man.
Joanna Man.
When they were sitting at the table, he was like, look for name pink up, little Huckabee peeking in the middle.
Joanna Man.
I think that was country.
Oh, damn.
Oh my gosh. So, have you ever been on a date with a woman who thought that you should have ordered for her, or you tried to order for her and it was rejected? That's the first part to the question.
Rejected. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah. You know what? Now, oh man, this girl with the character, she was, oh my God. her whole just outlook on shit was just different. She was
Like,
different.
oh,
Yeah. We went to some Mexican restaurant, and I was very familiar with the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, she already had told me what type of food she liked, and you know, it was Mexican food, and she liked enchiladas, quesadillas, you know, all that type of shit, ceviche, all that type of shit, shrimp, what's that shit called? A cocktail. So I think I ordered some shrimp cocktail and a quesadilla, and we like ordered a burrito on the side to split too, because niggas be hungry and shit. So
right.
so you know what I'm saying? I ordered that, ordered some margaritas on the rocks, and she didn't want it. And honestly, now that I think about it, I'm thinking that she was doing that shit on purpose for I don't know what reason, because this girl turned out to be a complete weirdo. She went from wanting to get married the very first week to
That's crazy.
Speaking of shit. Okay.
yes, yeah. Wanted to get married the very first week to what ended us was I think we were probably hanging out for like 2 weeks, and she was already talking about like I know what I want and I move fast, and I, you know, if I feel that he's him, then I feel we ain't gotta waste no time. So she was already talking about horse and carriage and all this other shit 2 weeks in, and I'm in my head, I'm like, my nigga, like what you going too fast. And so she like she had caught, you know, got sick. She had caught COVID, and she was like,
she caught COVID.
yeah, she look, this is gonna trip you out. She had caught COVID, right?
Okay.
I had took her a little care package, you feel me? I took her some water, some juice, and just dropped it off. I'm like, nigga, I'm not about to come in because I don't want that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got kids and shit. I'm not about to risk catching shit. So she was cool with that. But then 3-4 days later, she like, you know, what's up? Can we hang out? I'm like, wait, like, can you test negative first? Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was like, you know, I was like, can you test negative or whatever? I'll come chill with you when you're negative or whatnot. So after I said that, she goes completely off, and this is my fault because she was a little younger, so I should have probably expected this. You know, she was about 7 years younger than me, so she was like, oh, her next text after I said, can I come see you after you get rid of the COVID? She was like, what? Are you serious? You complaining about COVID? You complaining about COVID? She was like, you weren't saying nothing when you was all up in whoa. And I'm like,
But you didn't have COVID.
exactly. and look, she went on Instagram and started tagging me on my story and talking shit like this nigga will be tripping because I got COVID and like some weird shit. And it was just talking shit, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, not in my head. I was telling, I was like, what are you tripping off of? Like, I don't want to catch COVID. I had the shit, and this shit was horrible. Yes. And she completely went all the way in, and then blocked me after that, and I ain't talked to her since. Was
she all the way there? Was she on medication?
You know what? I don't even know now. Like, I wish I could, like, kind of, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I was blinded by some shit.
Was her booty big?
Right.
Surprisingly, no. She was just really, really pretty. You know what I'm saying? She didn't really have no booty like that. You feel me? Like, I can't even cap to you. She didn't even have no booty. Like,
so she was pretty and stupid. Yikes.
She like, look, it's just a little chlamydia. It's all right.
That's the first thing I'm thinking. Like, I would have stopped messing with her simply on the fact that if it's something little, if she had an STD, she wouldn't even. She would probably do that. Like you said, sister.
That was the whole. I mean, I see the red flags come to women. Y'all know how to pay attention to red flags. Men, we kind of don't. Like, we just like see them and like act like we didn't see the shit. Like, you know,
like, oh, she just must be moody today.
Yeah, when I went to her crib, you know what I'm saying, to hang out or whatnot, and you know, we end up, you know, going all the way there or whatnot, and then she gets a text message at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Was
Was not no more.
I-
Was. It was a stage, okay? It was
So
a
to
stage.
anybody watching this, he already said he had a period. So me saying that is not an insult to him. I'm being funny.
Yeah, I was for a minute, but you know, it was a stage, you know what I'm saying? It's not anymore. But you know, her mom texts her at like 4:00 in the morning, and her mom was like, she was like, man, you woke my mama up. And I'm like, mama? Like, I thought this was your house. And she was like, I didn't even know, like, I almost went to the bathroom, like, you know what I'm saying, like, without nothing on. I almost did, but I didn't. I'm like, what if I would have went to the bathroom and your mama came out home? Like, how you gonna sit up here and act like this is your house when this is your mama's house? Like, what the fuck you talking about?
So girls lie too about not
yes,
living.
absolutely, yes. Like, if you see a female on Instagram that act like she got it all together, she got her own spot, or she got this, that's a fucking cap. I done been through 3 or 4.
I got it all together and got my own spot, my own car.
But we don't say it because I think he's saying if you say it, if you overly say it.
With you.
If
I know.
on Instagram posing like they got their own and I'm doing this all on my own and I got this and it's
always in the bathroom.
Cap. She was staying with her mama, acting like it was her house. You feel me? Like that shit was a cap. Like
she acted like she had a whole house.
She acted like she had a whole house, but that was her mama's house. Like, if it's your mama's house, like if it's your house, why are you concerned about me being loud? Like she kept telling me, shh, be quiet. Like, shh, you too loud. Shh. I'm like, I'm a grown ass man. What the fuck? I'm gonna sit up here and be quiet for? What the fuck? And it didn't dawn on me like, oh, she lives with her mama. You feel me? Like, oh my God, that girl was stressful. I'm glad she's gone.
That's too much.
I'm saying I would have been gone. I'm out of here.
But you
I was in the moment though. I couldn't be in it and be gone.
When she got the call.
No, that was after. It was after.
That's what I said. That's when I would have left. When I got
sleep. I had to take a nap. I took a nap and I left. Like,
I can't with you right now.
Okay.
You know
what? I tell your mama I said, hey.
As far as the red flags go, I think that is just different. I think with women, we try to look for the red flags right away, like and give you some. And then the thing is that once we give you something and it's good, now all those red flags that we did detect, we don't see them.
We turn them to yellow.
Versus like men don't look for the red flags. Y'all look for the red flags after y'all got some, and then it start being like, hey, what's wrong with her?
Yes.
You know, and that's where that is.
Right.
You're right, Danielle. I should have known just based off our conversation what type of woman she was. She was a little younger, and you know she was a fronter, so I should have known. But you know, men, we stubborn. Okay, you know, I at least gotta like try first. I gotta get it first, and then I could kind of like go away from it. And that's what I was on. You know what I'm saying? And I got molded because she was a whole.
She got you.
A whole problem.
She was a whole problem. Like trying to tag me on Instagram. I'm like, nigga, what are you doing? Like, you think I'm about to tagging me on a story like I'm a repost?
I don't run my life like this.
Yeah, like it was. Oh my gosh, she was crazy as shit. Like, oh, my man's supposed to give me this and spoil me and give me that. And I'm like, wait, man, like we've been talking for like 2 weeks. You what?
And I would have wrote right under and be like, yep, you're right, girl, your man.
Yeah, man. Right. Your man should. When you get what he would see, I'm that bitch. Yeah, you write something and it's a sub, I'm gonna be the first one to comment under it. Friend, family, whoever. If I think it's about me, I'll be the first one to comment.
After our first time hanging out, she was like, you supposed to send me you gotta send me $15 every morning to buy my Starbucks on the way to work. That's how my man roll. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm not your man. Like, we're getting to know each other. Like, it ain't
even if I was your man. $15 a day for Starbucks?
Yeah.
But that's your own habit. You know, when
come on.
I'm not gonna have my
man don't pay for my habit.
And call me cheap because I questioned about
every single morning. But
is it $15 though?
It can be if you get a drink and like something to eat, like a loaf.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That's the only way. But I'm saying, but that's my own habit. So therefore I'm gonna pay for my own habit. I go either to Starbucks or McDonald's every morning before I go to work and get coffee. That's my own habit. So I'm not gonna make you, fit into that. Take your budget.
Every now and then, if you want to surprise me, you could do it, but it's not. Yeah, but that's expensive. That's a waste. So it's got to be my waste.
Yep.
On top of that, it be tripping me out how, okay, like I don't care what my financial status is. Within the first date or two, you're not about to know anything about that because I don't want you kind of moving on the strength of what you know about. Let's say I don't give a fuck if I'm rich, I'm a billionaire, I'm a million. I don't care about, so it doesn't matter. So to me, like if you're going out on a first date, second date, and you having the man pay, it kills me how some of these women will just be ordering like you're automatically assuming that you're Donald Trump in this motherfucker. Just ordering meals.
Like on white chicks.
Yeah, it's that something like that. And I'm sitting up here looking like I went on a date with this one chick, and I'm looking like, okay, 2 appetizers, a dinner, 2, 3, 4 drinks, and talking about we should go back in after. I'm like, what the, do you got $1 on it? Like you got
But you know what? You can kind of figure out, like, I mean, I'm sure when you're talking to someone, like, you ask them what they like to eat and things like that, you can kind of tell, like, you know, anybody that knows me knows that I like steak. So that lets you know right there, like, oh, not saying I'm going to go get the $200 steak, but and really, you can take me to Outback. I am absolutely fine with that. I'm not picky on stuff. But you can determine, like, just when they start acting like they want to go to all the top-notch places,
all the places they have never been.
You already know
we was at Fridays.
The question is, have you taken yourself there first, and then I'll
that part.
But I know that you can afford it.
Yeah.
See, she tricked me. We were at Fridays. Fridays got the 2 for $20, but it seemed like she wanted to get 4 or 5 2 for $20s. Like, nigga, like you can't eat that fucking much.
Did she eat all of it?
That's the question.
She ate it all, and then she smoked weed too, so she expected me to roll all my weed. I'm like, you ain't even got a blunt? Like, what? You came here with nothing to the table and expected me to provide all the resources.
That's tacky to me. At our age, it's tacky. I don't care.
And that's what we gotta learn. That's what I went and I shouldn't have picked her up. Like I had to pick you up. I gotta supply the weed. I gotta pay for the like I always say, I can't sit up here, I can't enter the dating world, date multiple people, because I'm gonna go broke. If I gotta spend $200-$300 a day on 3-4 days a week, that's like $600-$700 a week.
It is.
I don't give a fuck who I am. I ain't about to spend $700 a week on a goddamn date.
That's why I think men should control dates. If it's first dates and stuff like that, I don't think it should be dinner. I don't care how much money you make. I think it should be coffee, ice cream, things like that, because that's what I do. But and if I don't, like Danny said, and Rose said, that's why I pay for what I want. But I say that during what are the things you like to eat? I love that question, because then I could put in there, I eat seafood all the time. So just to make it clear, when we go on our first date, if I pick the place, it's not a question. I'm paying for what I order, because I want to order what I want to order. And I don't want you to think I'm ordering on your money or even be offended. So it's not even a question when we get there. You don't need to be uncomfortable. I'm paying for what I want. And it's fine.
And I think what's fucking it up for us is these trick ass niggas that's going out there flossing their little bread. And even
because they stay with their mamas.
Exactly. They ain't got the bread. They stay with their mama. They ain't taking care
of real bills.
You feel me? They ain't taking care of none of their kids. They see their kids twice a year.
That part.
They going to go break the bank on all these females, and all these females is used to that shit. And I'm like,
that's true.
Nigga, I'm not that nigga. Nigga, I got real life responsibilities. I take care of all my motherfucking kids. I got my kids full motherfucking time. Like, I ain't one of these part-time dads. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think those niggas is fucking it up for the real niggas. So I think that's what's going on.
But even if you did, realistically, so that's a question. Realistically, like how I told you before I got married, I went on a date every day for like a month and a half. A man couldn't do that, because that's a date you paying for every single day. And to your point, that's a lot of money. I wouldn't do it, but I went on various dates. I met people for lunch. I did coffee, and I don't drink coffee, so I did tea, but I did things that I thought made sense. Plus, I wanted to just meet different places so we could talk. I just don't. I don't understand.
I just got reminded. So I had a Starbucks date, right? You know, it was cool. It was Starbucks day. We cool, we chilling, everything else. And I think we had 2 of those. So I'm like, okay, she cool. Swear to God, maybe like 2 weeks later, I had a conference I had to go to in Vegas for something we did. I forgot. It was like a live stream or something. But while I was out there, she texted me and was like, babe, can you send me $250 because I'm hungry and I want to get my nails done? I was like, I looked at the phone like for 30 minutes before I responded, like, to make sure this was real. Like, am I high right now? Like, what the fuck you mean send you $250 so you can eat and get your nails done? Like,
it is expensive, guys. So for nails, I think before I switched to the girl that I have now, my last set was $140.
But
But I never sat in that chair again. I didn't know I went after COVID and I got something that I got before COVID. So, and they didn't say that the prices changed. They weren't up. It basically was double the price. So yeah, I never ever went $140 for my nails. Do they walk? Do they feed me?
There's
no way.
Diamonds on them.
Period. Because they love to say diamond. As soon as they say diamond, I'm like, that's a rhinestone. It's not even a Swarovski crystal. Like, stop playing. And you paid exactly $144 on AliExpress for 167 of these things. Stop playing with me.
Right.
Because it's real. You want diamond? It's not a diamond.
It's not.
It's not.
They just overcharged me at the nail shop, and I got some basic. When I tell you it's so basic, and I paid $130, I'm still looking and trying to figure it out. I don't even have gels on my toes, but they overdoing it. And that's what started making me
people go elsewhere.
Impressed on nails, but I wanted some acrylics, so I was like, hey, let me go back and get me some acrylics. Never again. Now she don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and let you feel it. I'm about to go home and break out all my rhinestones and stuff. And
boom. Because I would just like to. I got 2 things right here, and I got them regular because I just had to go to the shop. I'll design them myself. I have everything, and I went to school for it. I'm with you, sister. Damn. I ain't doing it. 140. Who was they talking to when they said that?
That's what I said. I was like, you send this to the right person? Like,
she said
I wouldn't ask for that.
That's my car payment, $10 more.
I'm just saying. That's why I couldn't do. No,
I'm just not going to ask nobody. Well, I'm really not going to ask you for anything, to be honest with you. But
I'm not
going to ask anybody to spend a large amount of money on something that's, like I said, that's a pleasure to me. Whether it's my hair, nails, even if I eat at certain places, or maybe even the Starbucks thing. I just think it's a lot. Now, once we're married and we're husband and wife, and we establish that.
Oh yeah, when I got married,
it's different. But I still don't even expect for my husband to pay for my nails and hair all the time. Like,
once the prices went up, I was like,
I'm not a kid. We have kids to take care of. I don't need for you to take care of me.
I got life to live.
I think that's cool if the man, if a man is going to offer you some shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you for not turning it down on an offer, but to ask a nigga, can you do this or can you do that, or like,
but then you still got to be careful with the offers, because even with, like I said, even dating older men, I met a whole 50-something-year-old dude, and after I had already told him, like, hey, he was talking about flying out here, and I'm like, that's cool. You're more than welcome to fly out here, but I'm letting you know, like, if you're expecting anything, like, it's not going to happen, but we can definitely go to Scottsdale and go check out some of the restaurants, because you've never been here, and then, we'll go from there. And it was kind of like he just bypassed what I said, like, oh, we just got to be face to face and see what happens. No, we don't have to see what happens.
No, I'm trying to tell you,
look, we face to face on this FaceTime, and I'm letting you know right now that it's not going to happen. But it seemed like every conversation that we had after that, it was just like he disregarded what I had said, and everything was that way. So then where he lost me was when I went to California to the beach last weekend. He was like, oh, you were out here, and I'm like, yeah, I just came for a day and just turned back around and went back home. He's like, well, why didn't you call me? And I said, well, there wasn't really a point for me to try to call and, interact with you, because 1, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. That's one. We haven't been on no date. But 2, I was already spending time with my friends. So I couldn't dedicate that time to you. And we're in that meeting stage. You're going to want my full attention. That's not what I'm doing.
Right.
I would hope that you would understand something like that. But then he was just, he made it weird, because he was like, oh, well, you should have came by and got your allowance. Where the fuck am I getting an allowance? The hell?
Allowance.
But You got to think about it. The women so that's perfect. The women that Ron was dating and said they was looking for marriage, and look what they did. So that's to your point, Danny, why men don't believe us when we say, no, I'm literally telling you, this is going to happen. I'm not even going to put myself in a different situation so that I will have to make a choice. I'm making it in advance. I won't be coming to visit you at your hotel room. I won't be doing these type of things because I'm trying to tell you that so you don't get here and be upset. But they don't believe it. That's the problem.
And that's, to me, I felt out of all means, like maybe a lot of people, but to me, I felt very disrespected because we have
it is very
conversation to that. I haven't led you in that way. I don't even have those sexual talks with you. Whenever he would make a comment like, "Oh, I just want to put you in some laundry," I would just smile. I wouldn't say shit. Like so you understand? There's like my eyes get big. Like wow. Like okay. Like this is not gonna happen. Well, you're about to disappoint yourself, and that's exactly what he did. He disappointed himself. Like no.
How are you that thirsty at 50? I don't understand.
Because people are weird. I had to call my mom.
They are. They feel entitled. They feel like because I make this money, because I make this offer. So that was the last part of the Juwanna Man clip. And actually the next question, once he ordered the filet mignon, he went to try to touch her or whatever under the table. And she like clipped his hands or whatever. But that's what they think. They think they're buying you, but I'm not a prostitute. You're not buying me. If you take me on a date, we are enjoying a date. So I don't owe you anything, and definitely not my body. Like that doesn't make any sense. But they don't. They just
think that sometimes I feel like saying all men, but especially I have my own issues with certain older men. But I feel like they just expect for you to be pretty and just like, hey, you're just supposed to be pretty, and I'm just like whatever I want to do with you, and they don't understand like. Hey, like I'm smart and I know how to do these things.
They don't even want to talk about careers.
Recognize this about me before you just see the pretty face, because it goes way past this. Like, this face ain't pretty all the time. I'm trying to tell you.
I've had ones not even talk to me about my job. Like, oh, what are you doing when I started? Oh, I'm an HR manager, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, that's nice. Well, I do this. And then the whole rest of the conversation is how amazing they are. I never tell a man that I have a degree. I never tell a man I work in corporate. I never told a man none of that when I was dating, because I did it the first 2 times because I was asked the question. So I answered it honestly. And from there, the date changed, like as if I would be expecting what I do for myself. Like I was asked what I do for myself. So I said what I did for myself. I didn't know. And I wasn't treated very nicely. I wasn't treated nice.
Know what? Speaking like when Ron was saying that he had that one date where the girl talked a lot. Like I went on a date, right? Met this guy and I went on a date. We went to Outback. And first, mind you, now I don't want to say that we're very close in age. He wasn't older than me, but we're pretty close in age, okay? So and I try my best not to judge, but first he get out the car. He got the MGM backpack. I don't understand why you have a backpack and we're almost 40. That's one.
Where were you going, to the gun range?
Girl. He got the sunglasses
on a hike.
It's nighttime.
The beach.
He got the
tight glasses at night.
Girl, yes. And then it was like everything was just blinking. And anybody, I don't like flashy like that. Like I'm not a flashy. I don't like a whole bunch of. I don't care if you had on a ring on every finger. Like I don't care about none of that. That's a turn off. So
yeah, that's
now
me.
The date, and he just talked about himself. Everything was just about him, how much money he doing, what he doing. He got a house here. He got this here.
Where they go. Other women.
Station. And then when the check came, he reached it. Oh, girl, the backpack. Oh, he definitely put the backpack to use. He reached in the backpack and pulled out all this money as if I cared. Come on now. First off, this is Outback.
Cash.
I can pay for you and myself. I was actually being lenient because me by myself cost $60 and my bill was barely touching 30. So I already held back. But stop. Like, why? I don't care. Like, but
I don't care about none of that.
And unless like a lot of men think that that's what women care about. Like, and I'm looking at you like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't care about nothing that you have going on right now.
Because your character is poor, sir. I can't get past that. I cannot stomach you. I can't stomach you. So how are we going to get past any of that? And if I can't stomach you, I'm not accepting nothing from you. And if I can't stomach you, I also don't want you to touch me. Like literally, we talked about hands. Don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Then it went crazy because then after a couple of days, he was calling me and I wasn't answering because me and the kid's dad, we had went to the mall to go shopping, and we went to grab lunch. You know, like I said, we have great co-parenting, and so I don't disrespect. Like, even though we're not together, I don't
You
feel
don't have to
like,
throw it in
even
somebody's
if I had
face.
a boyfriend, I'm not gonna call and have a whole conversation in front of
Right.
his dad. I just feel like it's disrespectful, especially if I
It
know
is.
there's some type of feelings there. You
Right.
know, why would I do something like that? I don't want
Right.
it to be awkward or cause any type of issue.
Right.
So I'll talk to you after, like that's their time,
Right.
you know, his time, or whatever the case may be. But he kind of like got like, he went off on me about not answering my phone. We only went on one date. I'm lost. Somebody please update me.
Eh?
Weird ass nigga.
Where did I forget? Where did I go to sleep in the relationship? Because apparently we was together for a minute. I was supposed to answer my phone right
Why
on
do
time.
people move so fast? Ron, why do you think women move so fast? Because the women that think about the ones that said they wanted to get married, and I want you to think about one in particular, and you know who I'm talking about, that wants to get married, but you do all of these things so fast, and then they try to hold you to it. Like, you say what you want, you say that you're not ready. The woman says she is, but you guys still, you know, date or whatever. She does all of these things like as if that's her currency, right? Her body, she's using her body for her currency. And then when you stick to your guns, like, and say, no, why do you think that women do that? Specifically with their body?
Because I think, you know, they've been falsely taught, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, it's and it's sad to say, I hate to say this, but I think, you know, a lot of these teachings come from up top, you know, the mothers, the aunties, you know, even some of the daddies and the uncles, you know, I've heard them tell them, this, for instance, shit like this, you got a coochie, you should never be broke. That right there is already.
But we was told that and we didn't follow it.
I mean, but see, now that's where you determine it. People be thinking like, oh, because I have a cooch, I'm supposed to just open my legs. And, you know, there's different ways. But again, because you have to realize men, they don't, I'm not trying to disrespect any men, but a lot of men, if they haven't slept with you just yet and they really like you, just think about the conversation, how they act. They do everything right away. And then the minute you give them some, things start falling off, they're not doing because they've already got what they want. So a lot of times you can say like, hey, I'm gonna give you some, I need 500. And a lot of men is gonna push out that 5 because the whole goal is they're just trying to get what's in between your legs. You know, if you're a woman like that, like, again, I'm not about to ask you for nothing because I don't feel obligated to owe you absolutely nothing.
But I'm talking about the ones that specifically want to be married, and I'm talking about a specific situation. So I'm sorry, Ron, you were saying that they're taught that way by fathers. So they decide to go with this bad advice that is given to them, because like me and Danny said, you still don't have to go. It doesn't make sense. So why would you go with it? But what was the rest of what you're saying?
Yes, it's coming from, it starts from coming from up top, and then they apply these things that they were taught into their current situations. And when they see somebody they potentially like, it's an infatuation. So whether it's the money, the swag, whether it's the D, whatever it is that you're infatuated with, you know, whatever that particular thing is, they want to try to lock it up. And you know, they use it as, oh, I know what I want, and I know what I'm here for, and they try to use that to lock it up for security. So
that's their manipulation and control.
It's manipulation and control at its finest. And a lot of these sucker niggas fall for that shit. So it make it hard for the real niggas, because a lot of these sucker niggas is going for that shit. And then when they get it, marriages has got a 65%, 70% divorce rate. Yeah, and marriages don't last because people get married for the wrong reasons. So a lot of these women are out here are marrying these niggas for the wrong reasons, and they project that on the next dates or the next potentials or the next potentials that they have going forward. They project that on these niggas. So I think that's what's the cause of all that.
I wonder, do people, at what point, I should say, do people realize that marriage is the most important job you will ever have?
Well,
it requires work. It requires also for you to break down, because everything that you've done to survive, maintain, whatever you've done as a single person, You now have to push all of that to the side and keep the meat and potatoes, but you don't get to decide what the meat and potatoes are. You both get to decide what that is, and you bring it together. But you are going to get broken all the way down.
All the way down.
If you look at it as if I'm being broken, that's where things fall apart versus, well, this had to break so that I could do this. You're okay if it's broken that you sit at the computer and pay bills every month. You'll be okay if they say, I need you to break that habit. Don't sit at the computer. You know, we're going to sit down together. You're okay with that, but why are you not okay with all the other things? And I believe it's what Danny said. It's what everybody else says. If you still thinking like that, you're not ready to be married.
But
you're
it's
not
pushed out there so much, you don't even really see real marriage. Like, everybody just wants what's on TV. Like, hey, when we're married, you know, my husband gonna be this. Like, a lot of people just want to say the word husband and
like you just doing stuff together.
This the husband, like, hey, we gonna live in a house together. I love him. He gonna be.
Oh, you literally just want to say it.
Just like how Ron said, it is a control thing at the certain end, because you have to look at it when you feel like first off, women already treat men when you're just dating like they own them already. This is mine. Don't touch me. Don't look at them. Don't. Now that person is your husband, and when a person is a husband, now that's when it gets really crazy. And I think a lot of people, that's where you have to realize no one is owned. You don't own anyone. This
right.
man or woman can do anything he wants. Can wake up and change his mind tomorrow and fall out of love with you. All these things are possible. Okay.
Right.
But a lot of it is that people see, and I just really feel like a lot of this reality shit has people stuck in this world where it's like, hey, we supposed to get married and have all these things, and you supposed to treat me like this and get my hair and nails done and put me in an extravagant house like this, and I suppose my house supposed to have all these shiny things. And then when they don't get it, because now you're marrying, I mean, come on, dude, if you're marrying somebody that work for Foot Locker, y'all really about to have the bling bling house? I'm just being real with you. I'm not saying you can't work to that point, but they don't even want to work to that point. They just want it instantly, you know. And it's that's where they have to. It's more on a material side. It's more trying to fulfill your material needs, as well as that wanted need of being loved. Like, hey, I love the, you know, of not losing that person. Because I mean, let's just use fucking what's that Chris and Blueface for instance.
See, I don't want to use them. Let's use somebody better, sister.
I want to use them because I want to say
they're horrible.
No way that nobody says that you don't know that you're not in a toxic situation, but
they're making money off of it.
Right, it doesn't matter. Right.
Yeah, they're doing it on purpose.
She's so in love with him now to the point where it's like, hey, I prayed for a baby with him because she want to stay locked to him. So
I don't think she's in love with him. She's infatuated, like Ron said.
That's infatuation, and
but you've never made love. You still don't know that, though.
Infatuation can go for years. So now they're about to involve a baby.
Baby.
That's going to keep them tied forever. And believe me, when she gets 30 and 40, she's not going to want to deal with him anymore. But hey, now you're about to, because you prayed just to stay connected. And there's a lot of women. Think about when we was younger, how many, that whole word trap. Women was poking holes.
By the way, I don't think they pray P-R-A-Y. They pray P-R-E-Y because they have an agenda. And they manipulate it, and then they turn around and play victim. Yeah, you're not a victim. You got exactly what you planned for. You got it. But to Danny's point, now you've matured, or the aha button goes off, or you look at your child and be like, I failed my child. By the way, mothers, if you feel like that, you could always fix it. Don't allow that to break you down. Everybody makes mistakes. But that is how some women feel, and that's when the light bulb goes off, is what I'm saying. And then you still have time to make it better. But the point is, with so much social media, why wouldn't you focus on somebody like Rashida and Kurt? Why wouldn't you focus on somebody like Kandi Burruss and Todd? Why wouldn't you focus on there are other couples out there that are doing amazing things? Denzel Washington and his wife, Ice Cube and his wife. There are couples that my favorite, I forgot. I should have started with my very, very favorite, Remy Ma and Papu. Baby, listen, I love them. And that's hood love, so we can relate.
Kirk is burnt.
Huh?
You said Rashida and Kirk is burnt.
Yes, he was. But when the shit hit the fan, he had a decision to make, right? So he could either walk away and still keep messing with this woman on the side, or he could respect the woman on the side like he should, because he headed that mistake and had to help Rashida through that woman just popping up or whatever, you don't get to walk away. You started the fire, so you have to put it out. And he did. He dealt with the mom coming at him, running over his bike. He dealt with Rashida telling him, oh, no, I'm not doing that. Oh, I'm not. That's your mistake. You go and fix it. But she never she never mistreated that kid. She never still humiliated him in public. And he showed in front of everybody what other people would be called a simp for. No, he was a husband and he loved her and they had a whole lot of years vested and you messed up. But anybody could come back. And now they're doing really great in real life. And the side girl even apologized outside of the show. So those are real things that happen though. And we know real people that have outside babies, and we know some don't accept the baby, but you kept the marriage. That's not okay. You can't keep sweeping things. Yeah, you have to work through it. And then what kind of man would you be? That's burnt. What kind of man would you be to stay with your wife and your wife is telling you, yeah, but I don't want that because you want to look perfect. That's not right. That's not right.
Like that,
not reality.
Go ahead, Ryan.
But they made it theirs, and they doing it. They acting like they walk on water. Mm-hmm. And I think it just hurts because I'm thinking of the kid, like y'all said. There's a kid that's looking like that would be nice. I'm just saying. So Kurt was burnt. But that shows somebody that stays. But yeah, Kurt, he got lost his little mind for a minute. And look at the devil don't play. The devil came to kill, and he did. He brought a whole baby into the picture. That could have ruined his life. And they had been together so long before that, for real in love. We need to see more couples that stick, or we need to act like we see more couples that stay together and work things out. And even the ones that don't stay together, and do it amicably. That matters. That's real life, not that Blueface and is it Blueface? Did I say it wrong? I'm old. I don't watch that. I don't put nothing into them.
I don't watch it either. I just happen to see it on my news feed. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I see it there sometimes, but it's so many blue this and
they are both burnt. I'm gonna tell you that. Blueface and Chrisean Rock are burnt like they.
And they keep getting all these shows and stuff.
I mean,
but unless you know, but it's a lot of girls. I've seen young girls that want to be like them. They use them as goals.
Yeah, they do. But let's talk, because we're talking about women and the infatuation thing. Think about that show, Teen Mom. Teen Mom. When that show came out, the teen pregnancy rate went up. It went up because guess what you're trying to do? You're trying to get on that show. So y'all didn't help nobody, because when they got on the show, you were supposed to show the real life, what it's like as a single mom. Not that they were able to touch that money, get a car every season, buying houses every season, doing all of these things, having more kids and more kids. All you showed was that you made them rich by being on that show. That's not real life. And that's what I need people to understand. But it seemed like people are our age. Like, how many relationships do you have to be in to know that where you're wrong? You know, I hear people say a lot where the other person went wrong, but where do you say where you went wrong?
Well, nobody wants to take accountability.
That's true. And some people go on never realizing that they were wrong. You know, It was shocking yesterday. I was just telling Ayana, my daughter, today, like, hey, you know, I got a phone call. I'm not gonna mention any names. I was like, I got a phone call, and I said it was kind of cool because, you know, certain things happen, and sometimes people don't never apologize. They just never apologize. But the person was kind of like, hey, you know, like I don't want to keep saying, like, you know, because we were young and, you know, we did what we did, basically, you know, and that's why, basically, just saying, like, I always say, because we were young, you know, we just experienced certain things, so I don't put the full blame all the time. But they were just like, you know what, I want to, if I've never apologized to you before, I just want to tell you that I'm sorry, that I put you through a lot of stuff that you didn't deserve, you know, and that you were a good person. Like, you know, I'm really, really sorry for that. And I really mean that. I was like, you know, that really meant a lot to me, like, to that you understand now, like, hey, you know, and they were like, you know, you really loved me, and I didn't realize that at that time, but I'm just really sorry. I'm so thankful for that, you know,
It feels
recognition, because
good.
a lot of us, you're trying to always sit there and wonder what you did wrong, and you play it out. But for somebody to recognize and take the, you know, accountability, that means a lot.
Accountability and blame are two different things too. I'll end with this. I was talking to mom and I was like, I wonder why when people will get that, just like somebody's not making an excuse for something that they are doing because something that happened to them. That's not an excuse. That is real, right? What is the excuses is why you can't fix it. Those are the excuses. Why don't people also understand that when you take accountability for something and acknowledge where you went wrong, that doesn't mean you're to blame for what happened.
Right.
Because blame isn't the biggest part, right? Because what we've been through, how we know how to handle things, impact what we do. But we're acknowledging once we identified that was wrong or that wasn't right, I apologize to the other person and mean it. I'm taking accountability. I could have made a different choice, whatever. But that doesn't blame you for what happened. Those are two different things. If you know better and you intentionally do things, then you are to blame because you are the one who did it. But if that's not the case, learn how to separate the two. When you're going through something and trying to fix it, the bigger meat and potatoes of it is accepting accountability, and each person has to do that on their own. I don't get to tell you where you should accept accountability unless you ask me. And then don't focus on who did what, so to speak. Like, no, you did more of this or you did more of that, but just overall from this, how can we be better? How can we handle it better?
Right.
That's all you can do. That would make it so much easier if people didn't feel like they was being blamed and being made to feel like shit. Even if it's the worst thing. If what you truly want to do is get to the place where you can be on an amazing date and not be coughing with your throat dry and not identified it, you probably shouldn't be coughing. Then you're going to need some advice because your homegirl should be telling you, or you should be listening. I'll be hearing girls talking about, you just mad because my head game is this. Honey, I'm not mad at nothing because your head don't have nothing to do with me. I don't have a head, so it wouldn't help me. So, and my husband ain't your husband, so.
I want to know who in their right mind at this age is even putting that as a competition thing. Like, I didn't know it was
a lot.
Trust me, it's a competition.
A lot. All of that. Girl, it's people making videos still, all type of stuff.
I mean, I get that people make videos. I mean, I'm gonna make a video.
No, sister, no. First date. Yeah.
Oh no, I see first date. Ron already put it out there, and you know.
But this is what I'm saying. They're making videos too, and then now the whole neighborhood or that whole clique want that girl and that.
Yeah, because now it's to be a hoe is like it's
you advertising.
You really advertising it. You know, before it was kind of shameful when we was growing up to be hoes.
It's still shameful. I'm laughing.
No, it really is, definitely. Especially out there, because you know, you have to realize you out there kissing on different people and stuff, and you giving the Becky out everywhere.
And your mouth is the dirtiest part of your body if you don't take care of it. Just so we're clear. People don't even know that. They don't even go to the dentist. Next time somebody do something like that, ask them when the last time they've been to the dentist. Because just so you're aware, while they on your pecker and you get something,
you about to gross me out. Ugh.
But I'm being serious, brother. Right? If she got a cut in her mouth, if she has an abscess, if she doesn't take care of her teeth, you could die from your teeth not being taken care of. That's real. Your teeth, your eyes, those are very. Why do you think COVID? What was it? Your mouth, your eyes.
I would be thinking that. I just think if I was.
Oh, I do because it's nasty.
I would be thinking the same. I would be honestly thinking like I would definitely get the head, you know, if I was a dude. But the whole time while you doing, I'm gonna be thinking like, damn, how many other niggas she been doing this to? Like this bitch probably do this. I wonder if she was giving head yesterday. Like then I'm gonna start asking you questions.
Or how many times today? Because how many girls don't know who their baby daddy is because they had one for breakfast, one for lunch.
That on every date, that's what you're doing. If you're so easily the
period.
Date, we haven't even. You didn't even have to feed her. You could have actually took her home.
I didn't even think about that. And she would have did it for a blunt.
You didn't even have to feed her. Y'all could have left out the parking lot. You could have been like, zip your pants up and
Because it's females that get dog like that. You're right.
Oh man.
I didn't even think about that.
You was nice. I'm a lot. I ain't gonna. You was nice.
You continue with the date, especially being uncomfortable.
And then it's funny because then them same ones that go on the social media and be like, niggas ain't shit because they got dropped off. But you was giving head in the parking lot.
In the front, in the handicap spaces.
That's nasty, man.
But they got the lights right there too.
You know,
I'm gonna send you a handicap sign every year around this time. I'm gonna send you a handicap sign in the mail.
Period. So, what's your closing, brother? Now that we picked on you and made you very scared, bet you won't let anybody drop on your mic anymore without questions.
yeah. Those days is over.
And ladies, stop molesting my brother. No means no, you whores.
Oh my God.
Respectfully.
It's been a lot of that, but you know,
I'm so dead.
I'm so sick of him. I'm sick of him. He's the whole reason why in our business we have non-disclosure, we got social media policy, we got all of these policies that
I gotta go take a shower now. I feel dirty.
Okay, I feel like on Ace Ventura. Let me go chew some gum and get in the shower. I watch all the movies, y'all. My life is a movie.
Yeah, the plunger.
Then I'm gonna drive down the street and stick my head out the window so the air can clean.
Right, clean out your mouth.
Right, what is your closing?
Oh man, closing. Oh man, okay. I gotta get on my Jerry Springer tip right now. R.I.P. to the GOAT, Jerry Springer. But I think just on both sides, motherfuckers gotta really, really slow down and think about what they're doing. Because, even if you on the receiving end like myself, I'm on the receiving end, I'm thinking I'm cool, I'm getting the dome, you know what I'm saying? Skeeting and throats and all this other shit and thinking that shit is just thinking it's it, and it's really not. You just pointed some shit out to me about mouth health, like you up here doing that and you don't know what the fuck she could be passing to you, like, you know what I'm saying? It could be gingivitis of the pecker, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that. Like, so it's we gotta really, really put some thought into what we're doing on both sides, going forward, especially getting older. I understand, everybody goes through different periods or different stages. So, I don't really get down on myself too bad because, I know I had to go through that stage. Some go through them early, some go through them late. But be careful what you do. You know what I'm saying? Think about what you're doing and, be real. Be real with yourself. If you can't be real with yourself, you ain't going to be real with nobody else. So we need to start being real with ourselves, looking at that person in the mirror and, being 100% real before you go out into that world because you're fucking it up for everybody else. Trick ass, bitch ass niggas that's always flossing money and doing, you fucking it up for the real niggas. Hoes, ratchets, you fucking it up for the real women. Let's stop fucking it up for each other for a change. That's all I got to motherfucker say. That's all I gotta say.
Danny, do you want to go after that? I mean,
I agree with him. He telling the true story now that I'm single and I'm out here in these streets. It's rough. I ain't gonna lie to you. It is rough.
It's
out
scary
in these streets. Like I'm not ready. I was not ready, and I ain't ready, and I don't think I'm ever gonna be. I'm about ready to go home and tap out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Facts.
If I ever had to take this ring off, baby, listen, I'm never, ever.
You gotta take it off. Keep that shit on. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Period. We gonna do for better or for worse, for richer or for richer.
Right. These motherfuckers ain't shit out here. I'm trying to tell you.
It sure ain't. He ain't telling no stories. It don't matter where
I know it's not, because they still in my inbox and I don't understand. Like, I can't. You are such a good woman. If you weren't married, I would make you my wife. Can you ask your husband if you could have a boyfriend? Can you go to hell? Stop sending me messages. And it's older men.
I like the ones that post with their family and was like on the family trip, and then they be like, "Hey, how you doing? I just wanted to let you know I got a crush on you." I would be like, "Have a crush on your wife?" Officer, yeah, what?
So that's going to be next week's topic.
Does she
So
approve
next
this
week,
message?
period. Next week's topic is going to be being in love, or you're making love versus having sex. The different layers of sex: screwing, making love. You know what they are. So we are going to be talking about that, and then we're going to be talking about the O word, because I want to know how many men haven't had one either. Because do your research. There's a difference in just like things happening versus it happening. I'm just trying to tell you, baby, it's a difference.
I can't wait for that. I got one.
Did your eyes roll back? Did I see the white in your eyes?
I'm trying to say, did you lose your breath? So that is what we're going to talk about.
Damn, lose my breath.
So that's what we're going to talk about. So, Mom, yes, you can watch us. I mean, you can laugh if you want to. Hell, I'm grown. Or you don't have to, and you can just support and put it on mute. You know how you do. So that is it from us. And so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And the famous homie, where can they find you?
At the famous homie on Twitter, Insta, Facebook, Snap, all across the board. LinkedIn. No, I'm regular Ronnie Howard on LinkedIn. I gotta get my white collar on, my white boy on LinkedIn. So Ronnie Howard on LinkedIn. But everything else is the famous homie. Follow me and check out everything. Follow the YouTube channels, Politic and Broadcast, and follow the blog, politicandforum.com, where you will find interviews, articles written, and all that shit. Follow all those platforms.
Okay. So that is it. We will see you next week, and then we will also see you on Tuesday. So Tuesday topic is going to be a really good one. It is going to be about the LGBT plus community and dating as well. So all dating next week. I'm so excited to talk shit. So see you there. Don't forget to tune in at 8 on Tuesday. Have a good weekend.
Yay.
Bye.